Good evening. I am your host, Jack Remington, of the Jack Remington NFL channel. This is the Soup Simulator, the Las Vegas Hilton Super Contest, the biggest contest for football. It has been for over 30-some years. I had another disastrous week last week. 1 win, 4 losses. The only one we got, I thought was the shoe-in easy win, was the Ravens beating the Dallas Cowboys. Out of 3 weeks now in this contest, I've got a total of 5 wins. I was 1-4 week 1, 3-2 week 2, and 1-4 last week. 5 wins in 3 weeks. That's not going to cut it. I'm close to being in last place. That's sick. But I'm up for the challenge. First place guy got the only ticket so far this year that's had a 5-0. And what a tough season it is, I understand why. And it's explainable. Very hard season. He's the leader with 12.5 wins. He's almost a complete 2 weeks ahead of me with him doing nothing. And I got to be perfect just to catch him. So my work's cut out and I'm up for the challenge. I'm going to rise. I'm going to come back. Oh, but before I get started with the picks, this is the defining week of the 2024 NFL season. The 0-3s and the 1-2s that are highly touted, they need to step up. Okay, if the 0-3s go to 0-4, that's going to be it. They're going to start mailing it in. That's going to be it. This is the hardest week. This is it. Week 4. This is the week. And the handicappers that know what they're doing is going to shine this week. Or at least hold water, tread water. So, pick number 1. We're taking the Pittsburgh Steelers -1.5 at Indianapolis. Steelers are 3-0, one of the few unbeaten teams. Indianapolis is 1-2, I believe. I had my script. I set the box outside, and sold. People had to come in here and get the wiring from my eBay office here, my studio office. The wind blew, some papers were out, and my script was on top. The old saying, the dog ate my homework. Well, the dog pissed on my paper, so and I put the gloves on and just threw it in the trash. So I'm going by memory only, and I got to get the video out now. I have to go to work. Got called into work again. It's a nice problem to have. Pick number 2. We're taking the Jacksonville Jaguars +6.5 at the Houston Texans. Houston got stronger last week, so both teams are coming off of a loss, and it's hard to gauge two teams coming off of a loss, but it's a division rivalry. If my memory serves me right, I left my Mark Lawrence Bible, left it at work in my locker like a fool. Everything's going wrong, but I'm going to make it right. But if my memory serves me right, I think Houston got them twice last year. They beat them really bad one time. They've lost 8 in a row going back to last season. I'm gambling on the head coach, Peterson. I'm not gambling on Trevor Lawrence. I wasn't that high on him in the first place. He's young, he got the long hair, he's kind of a role model for the younger set, a younger crowd. That's about it. I don't think he's ever going to be much more than what he's shown the last couple of years. But he's good enough to win a game, though. The head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Doug Peterson, he won the Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles, beat my Tom Brady a few years ago. Remember that? The 1,000 to 1,200 yards of offense and only 1 punt in the game. And there was no turnovers until Tom Brady turned it over with 50 seconds left to coming back. When I saw the Philadelphia Eagles owner doing that little shuffle dance in his silk Armani suit, I knew I was going to lose. I'll never forget that. I knew I had a losing bet. We're going to take Jacksonville, division rival. We're getting 6.5. We're losing line value. I think it's 7.5 this morning. It was 7 for a couple of days. I forgot what the headline was. It's probably close to this. No one's betting in Jacksonville, so I'm going to take the team no one wants. If they can go 1-3, then they're back in the race. If they go 0-4, Peterson or no Peterson, I think they're going to mail it in. Pick number 3. You got some eyebrows raised with this one. I was talking to my coworkers at work. I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm taking 2 favorites this week. I'm breaking my own rule again by taking favorites instead of taking all dogs. Eagles -2 at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is a revenge game from the playoff last year. I mean, the Bucs just whooped them on both sides of the ball. They jumped on a big, gigantic lead. And you blinked an eye, what was it, 21-3 at halftime where it was? And Philadelphia just never got their thing going. And I think the Eagles quit. Not just my opinion. And I had the Saints last week. That was the biggest screen with the closed caption that worked most of the time, so I could kind of keep track. And the other games were on the sides, but the center of the sports bar was the Philadelphia Eagles New Orleans Saints game. It had a great game plan. Then the TV announcer, the tight end Goddard, he got lucky twice. That's part of the game. You know, you get open, you made the play to beat your other team. It's not luck. I had the Saints, so I told them I got that one wrong. But you know what? The Eagles showed me something. That was the old Eagles before they started skidding. That was the Eagles before they played Tampa in the playoff game last year. And the Tampa I watched on the screen over on the other side, they didn't look all that good at all. Okay. To lose at home like that? Really? To the Broncos? I got that one wrong too. The imaginary money site. You know, yeah, they go on my face with some of these picks. I did well with halftimes though, but I'll put that on pregame.com on the text instead of tying up with the video here. We're taking the Philadelphia Eagles. They're on a roll. They're banged up too, but still. And I think they're getting one of the players back. I forgot which one it was. It's on my notes. I think Baker Mayfield got punched in the mouth. He got punched in the face by the Broncos defense. What do you think the Eagles are going to do to him? They're going to do the same thing. Week 1 video, I told you about Sam Darnold. They're riding high. I call them retreads. I saw him look so bad. I mean, he was trying to throw the ball to the other receiver. I mean, he looked so bad. I just can't ever imagine him being. And then the guy at work told me that Sam Darnold has never won 3 games in a row as a starting quarterback in any time in his career ever, anywhere. And then Baker Mayfield, we all know more about him. Just not impressed. So I need him to be normal. And Jalen Hurts has got to step up. Jalen Hurts made some great throws on these long third downs and converted. The TV announcers didn't say anything about that. They were in a tank for the Saints. Okay, pick number 4. Another one I got laughed at work. And they had a starting defender that's suspended. Harbaugh tried to save the day for him. Not going to happen. This is University of Michigan, Harbaugh. Your influence and your pull and your little stories, wanting to be hallway lawyering, is not going to work in the NFL when they're on your ass. We're taking the home team, the home dog, the Los Angeles Chargers, plus 7.5, so we're getting some line value. I'm thinking that's down to 6.5. I looked this morning. They're hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Division rivalry. They keep complaining about, that Justin Herbert he's got this bad foot. This line's already factored it in. I'm taking the Los Angeles Chargers that Herbert's not going to play. And that's how you play this team. That's how you play this number in this spot. Kansas City is 3-0, but it could be argued they could be 0-3. They should have lost week 1 to the Ravens. Like a piece of shit receiver put his toe on the line instead of just doing tap first and catch second like the greats do. And yes, I did that. I can do that. I can talk this smack. They had a dogfight last week with the Falcons. They could have lost that game. The Falcons had Raheem Morris, the guy they picked over Bill Belichick. He had his head up his ass. See, Belichick, he kicks those field goals. And he wins that game. In week 2, the Bengals, they had that game won. 4th and 14, was it? 4th and 20-something? I forgot. 4th down and something. And that stupid kid, the rookie, gets up there, and the refs just couldn't wait to get the flag out because a couple of commentators are saying, they got the Chiefs got the refs in the back pocket. So I can't go there, but it sure looked kind of funny to me that one time. But we're taking the Chargers. They got shut out, slonkered the second half by the Steelers. I don't think Kansas City's defense is what it once was, and I think the Steelers' defense is better than Kansas City. And the Chargers held their own with no Justin Herbert in the second half, so I'm going to take a chance that the 7 half's going to hold up. I'm getting a hook. If this was 7-0, I might not even take this game. And if it was 6.5, I definitely wouldn't take it. And this is also a rivalry. I like to take rivalries when I can with points. Last pick, I got laughed at this one too. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills plus 2.5 at my Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore had a little exhale. They were up 23-6 at halftime or something like that, or 7 minutes to the third quarter, and then 28-25, whatever it was. The Dallas made a tremendous comeback. Well, Baltimore's pass defense, they're taking plays off. We got it made. Harbaugh needs to get the clamp on his team, and he will. He's a great coach. He's one of the better coaches. And Tomlin is the most tenured coach now. I think Harbaugh's the 2nd or 3rd most tenured coach. They've been around a long time. They know what the hell they're doing. Harbaugh's got a Super Bowl ring. Tomlin's got a ring. They know what they're doing. They've been in playoffs many times. But Buffalo looks pretty good. And I'm getting 2.5 points. I'm taking a chance with the dog. Okay, to keep the video short, if it's too long, I'll just start cutting stuff out. Just going over the games really quick. The Falcons are home against the Saints, and a hair away from taking the Saints plus 2.5 on a bounce back. But am I really going to see the Falcons lose 3 in a row at home this year? They're 0-2 at home, and if the Saints beat them, they'd be 0-3 at home. If I was getting the 3 instead of the 2.5, I'd probably take that. So I'm being selective. I'm trying to show the fans, I'm trying to show fellow handicappers my process. Packers and Vikings, that's a tough game to call. A lot of people are taking the Vikings. People are saying this might be the Vikings' year. They're undefeated, one of the few undefeated teams. Packers should have beat the Eagles in week 1 in Brazil, and they came up short. But there's still questions on their quarterback, and they're all banged up now. Everybody's got a starter out on offensive or defensive line. If it's a coin flip, well, why do it? You want better than a coin flip in your mind to make these picks. Bengals at Panthers. Panthers plus 3.5. Okay, I think the look-ahead line was 8 or something like that. The early lines. And it was 8 or something. Then it got into 7. Now Bengals got beat last week. Beat decisively by the Washington Commanders, upstart Commanders. I got that one wrong too. They're 0-3. They lose here. I don't care how many times the Bengals keep coming back in November, December and string out 7 out of 8 wins. It's not going to help them this year if they go 0-4. But the only thing that's saving them is the rest of the division is floundering, except for the Steelers. That might be the only thing saving them, but to get a wild card spot. So, you're looking at, if it keeps going the way it's projected to go now, Steelers will win that division. They're going to win the division by election day. But to get a wild card, you can't. You're not going to funk in there at 5-12 or 6-10. It ain't going to happen. For the 17-game schedule, it's going to be really hard for a sub 500 team to get it this time, like it's happened in the past. Just trust me on that. But the Panthers, it looked good. They smoked those horrible Raiders, and I got that one wrong too. And I think the Bengals offense is looking okay. And I'm told that Joe Burrow is still on the injury list, but is not even questionable. He's probable. Well, that speaks for itself. He's been playing. He's played 2 weeks in a row. So I'd just skip that game. It's if you can't take the Panthers, you got to pass, because Bengals is you can't take a chance that their defense is shot. If their defense is shot, anybody can beat them. So Carolina, they can win this game. Don't rule them out. The next game, Rams and Bears, both have, the quarterback for the Bears is just the worst. The Bears made a bad first round pick. Okay, they're going to have to face the fact that they wasted the money, they wasted the time and effort with this kid. The Rams got 4 offensive linemen out. Cooper Kupp is out. That Puka Nacua, that blazing receiver, that just a miracle catcher, he's out. They got some people out on defense too. I just named 6 offensive players now. There's a couple of players on, and Aaron Donald, the best defensive pass rusher in the last 5 years, every year, is retired, and his replacement's not done squat. So, but the Rams pull off the upset against the 49ers, but the 49ers are banged up too. But the Rams getting 2.5. I'm not getting enough to take a chance on it. If I could have got 3, 3.5, I'd take a shot at it. The Jets hosting the Broncos. Every favorite over 6.5. I think the record, they're 14 wins and just 2 losses this year. 14-2. Any favorite over 6.5. Now, I think one of them was a push. I forgot which one it was. My notes got urine on them. I almost took the Broncos. They looked pretty good when they manhandled the Bucks. But you know what? It's exhale. And the Jets, their defense is starting to round into form. They got 14, the number 2 in the NFL in sacks now. I don't think they did squat in week 1, and then winning that disaster against the 49ers, they looked terrible. And even I was saying, just end the season's over. But weeks 2 and 3, I can start seeing the defense say, you know what, we got a chance now. Something clicked in their brain, or something happened. And if the Jets can get the form they had a couple of years ago, they were the number 1 defense for a long stretch of these seasons. They had no quarterback. Now they got a quarterback, and he's looking pretty good. It's Broncos or pass. I can't take the Jets and laying 7.5, and I'm not comfortable taking the Broncos and 7.5. Sean Payton is a good coach, but you know what? He's still got the team is still shitting, in my opinion. Stafford, it's quarterback. I still think the world of him. I still think he's a great quarterback. They're all 49 fans were in California. They love the 49ers and they hate the Rams. They hate Stafford because he was from Detroit. They hate a winner. I'm in liberal California where they don't like winners. They want everybody to be equal and have everything shared, everybody miserable equally. I'm surprised how they're rooting against the Rams. We're closer to Los Angeles than we are to San Francisco. So I just passed that game. Raiders and Browns. I almost took the Raiders. I have to give the Browns 2 points. They're visiting, they're both coming off humiliating losses. But the coach of the Raiders, he insulted his players. I'm not sure if the Raiders are going to have the same fight they once had. When they got rid of Derek Carr, he was their biggest fighter. And the Crosby defensive end is questionable. I heard he's not playing. So without Crosby on that defensive line, I'm getting them fired up. Cleveland could sneak out a win here. It's another coin flip. Pass the game. Monday night, 2 games. Dolphins at Titans. I almost took the Dolphins, but who's the quarterback? No one knows. I didn't know that Skylar Thompson got hurt, and they brought in this guy named Tim Boyle. Never heard of him. But they actually moved the ball, but they couldn't score. He fumbled the ball. Something happened. They stopped the ball down, and that was the end of that. Titans are a train wreck. They're horrible. They're just a disaster. We have a mush where I work at. His name is, we even call him Mush. He likes it. He has his nickname. Mush can't pick a winner to save his life. In the movie The Bronx Tale, every time hey, I got horse number 6. And then there's a little kid named C. Yeah, we got number 6 too. And he goes, throw your ticket away. Why? He's winning. You've been mushed. We're going to lose. And the boss gets up on certain, they all follow the boss and walk out in the middle of the horse race because Mush has got ticket number 6 too. Come on, number 6. And next thing you know, he's in last place. And the kid goes, damn, they were right. And the guy goes, you've been mushed. They were playing craps in the basement of some New York tenement in the Bronx Tale, and he keeps throwing snake eyes and threes, and he keeps crapping at it. And he was so much of a loser, they put him in the bathroom with the other loser. But he's a big fat old guy. And we can't get the door shut, boss. He said, well, somebody just stand on and put a chair on it or something. Get that stink out of here. Get that mush out of here. You've been mushed. Aaron Bush is picking the Dolphins. So when he said, I love the Dolphins. They got to win. They're 1-2. They got to win. You know, they can't fall behind. He actually made some good statements, but no matter what he cannot pick a winner. He used to win the booby prize when we had the pool for the most losers, and he would get every game wrong. I mean, how do you do that? But his nickname is Mush. I can't give you his real name one. He might sue me. He's that kind of a guy. So he likes the Dolphins, so I'm passing the game just because of him. That doesn't sound logical, but it's kind of funny. I hope I have egg on my face, but we'll see. The last game is the Lions at home. They're hosting the Seahawks. They're getting 3.5 points. It's either Seahawks or pass, but the Lions got banged up. The Lions had a great call in their favor. I couldn't believe I was watching the screen. It was 2:01 left on the clock, and they said it was 2-minute warning, and they didn't fight back. With no closed caption, and everybody screaming. They were all Detroit Lions fans and watching at the sports bar, by the way. Even though we're not that far from Arizona, there was not one Cardinal fan there. They covered that if they get that touchdown, and they went to get things played the second half the way they played out. They covered that spread. The Lions were in trouble. And I didn't like that. And, Campbell, he's okay coach, and he's doing very well, per se. But he says dumb things, too. And the Lions have a habit of exhaling too soon, and they just got off that little dogfight. We just escaped, But Seahawks, they haven't played anybody. Who have they beaten? Who have they really played? Seriously. So I'm not getting enough to take a chance on them. To me, it's a coin flipping game. I pass on it. So that's my rundown of the NFL. Along with the NFL, the greatest team sport of all time, where the coaching is most important, most strategy, more things can happen in the football game. There's more ways to score, more ways to gain for your team, more things to do, more things to look for than any other sport, including baseball, basketball, soccer, hockey, all combined. There's no sport like football. Their playbooks are literally 12 inches wide. Deep. Okay. What's the playbook for basketball? If they have one. How about hockey? Baseball might be a little bit because you're doing stat numbers with pitching and everything else. But soccer. Football. Get real, folks. No team, no game, no team like the sport of football. Even Canadian football is a great sport. It's only got 3 downs, but so what? It's a high flying, passing, bigger field. Okay. Take care. Stay tuned for the next video. And we're going to bounce back. You mark my word. We're going to get back and we're going to get in this race. Thank you. Good day.